tuning in from Houston, Texas. Earth. We're grateful to be on the line. We're grateful to be alive. If you be so kind, just unmute yourself and give us your name or where you're calling it from. We'd love to hear. Just jump right in.
Hello. Good evening to everyone. My name is Janice, and I'm from Mansfield, Manchester, Jamaica.
Jamaica. Welcome from Manchester, Jamaica. Great to have you here, Janice. Awesome. Welcome. Anyone else?
You know your co-pilot is here. This is Bridget from Kingston, Jamaica.
Hey, my co-pilot, BB, the barrier breaker herself out of Kingston, Jamaica. Welcome to the call.
Thank you, this is Cheryl, barrier breakers, Jamaica.
Welcome, Cheryl. Great to have you barrier breaking. Cheryl.
Thank you.
All right, welcome. Thank you for the happy Sunday. Person with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully, could you put your name, the person with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the chat? If you could change your name.
This is Juliet. I tried to change it, but I can't change it. So.
All right, let me change it for you then, Juliet.
Thank you.
All right, wonderful. Anyone else wants to give us your name or where you're tuning in from?
Sure. This is Sonia Copeland, Dr. Sonia from Manchester. So, Janice, we may be neighbors.
Yeah, maybe. Welcome, Dr. Copeland.
All right. That sounds great. Anyone else wants to give us your name or where you're calling in from? We'd love to hear from you. Please go ahead.
Rodney from Miami.
Rodney from Miami. All right. Welcome from Miami, Rodney. Welcome to the call. Anybody else? You want to go ahead and give us your name and where you're calling in from?
Claudine from the Cayman Islands. Good evening, everyone.
Awesome. So we have Jamaica in the house, Cayman in the house, Miami, and Houston. Anyone else? Anywhere else?
Dunstan, Trinidad and Tobago.
Dunstan from Trinidad and Tobago. So, okay, great. Representing Trinidad and Tobago. Awesome. This is wonderful stuff that we have going on here. Very excited, guys. Very grateful and very excited about what we're going to discuss today, right? Very grateful. Very grateful. Very grateful. All right. So welcome everybody to today's presentation. Dr. Harry Benjamin is the name. I grew up in Jamaica where I became a medical doctor. I became a medical doctor in Jamaica and switched over into the automobile space very soon after that. So I'm really an entrepreneur and been in the entrepreneurial space now for over 2 decades, almost 3 decades actually. I've been in the entrepreneurial space. And while being in the automobile space, I stayed in that for 16 years. In 2008, we ran into some challenges financially, and we had to pivot into other areas. And we got into the space of network marketing. And that space, ladies and gentlemen, has really done a lot for us and really helped us to put ourselves back on our feet, financially speaking, starting in 2010 and up to today. We're still in that industry, network marketing. Well, in 2020, I was in Nigeria. I got the chance to get into the trading space. We were introduced to trading. Very happy that we were introduced to trading using our phones and our laptops. And this has turned out to be a really wonderful opportunity that you could learn how to use your phones, your laptops, and literally trade the financial markets and make money. It's a very wonderful space and to be involved in. Really awesome space. You truly take the time to learn how to trade. It can really add a lot of value to your life if you take the time to learn how to trade. We're going to discuss today an opportunity for you to do that, to use your technology and trade and make money. Right? I think it's one of the most amazing things you could ever do. All right, so I started off my journey as an affiliate. And when I got started with this community, I was not focused on trading in the beginning. I was mostly focused in the beginning on marketing the academy to make money. And we did well. People like Miss Bridget Buckner has done extremely well. Many others have done very well marketing the academy and making money. So you could pay a little over $100 to do that, like $168, or you could get the pro level $249. And we now have the travel and trade package for $299. So you could use one of these packages and join us with the package, and then start marketing the community to people, earn $500 a month, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000, 10, and it goes up to $1 million. You could literally do that, right? We already have people who have gotten through this comp plan in our company to as high as $5,000 in a month. And we have people set now to go even higher than that. And it's been a really wonderful time building the community, right? So you could become one of the affiliates if you choose to. Now, what do we market? Ultimately, we market 3 areas in our community, in our business. We have 3 areas of business that we market to people to come and participate in. We have our academy, that's the foundation. Then we have our health and wellness products, that's another one. And then we have our travel product, wherein you can get discounts of up to 80% off hotels. You can get discounts on rental cars worldwide. You can get discounts on cruises and business class flights using our platform. You could be logging in, using it to get discounts. A lot of our members use it. Some people become just customers, use that technology and get discounts as they travel. So we started off as a Forex Academy, Xtreamfx Global Academy. That's how we got started. And we have added now health and wellness, and we have added travel. So we're pretty much a very diversified business platform. In terms of the foreign exchange side, we help people to tap into a 7 trillion. Somebody could type trillion in the chat, just in case my accent distorts that word, right? $7 trillion market. I know it's a very large market. The stock market is about $250 to $300 billion in the United States, one of the largest stock markets in the world, which is a great place to make money and invest and make money. But the foreign exchange market is much larger and provides an opportunity for people from all over the world to participate in one of the largest markets globally and make money. So we train people on how to do this. We have on record people who have taken this education seriously and earned over $1 million in a 1-year time frame. That's an extreme example. Most people do not have that experience. So I want to manage your expectations, not believe that you're gonna necessarily be that person. Not saying you can't, but it would not be the average person would not be having that type of experience. Generally, people take a while to learn how to do this, usually a couple of years before they become consistently profitable and make money consistently. And some people get it done in a matter of months, but generally most people take a couple of years, right, to learn. We have these educational packages, $89 a month if you're a current student. So you'll be paying, like over a 2-year period, you'll be paying this per month, or $99 a month, or $159 a month to learn how to trade. Okay, so some people do go ahead and do that. We have many people who pay this subscription every month to have access to our platform or trade ideas that are sent to you on what you could trade, education on how to trade, understanding the terminology, and using an app known as MetaTrader 4 to trade. Well, we are very grateful that last year, April, so it's coming up a year now, since some of us have gotten the Save to Trade technology, right? In another 3-4 months, some of us would have had this in our community for a full year, including myself. Very, very grateful that this was introduced, the Save to Trade technology. It's only $599 for the year to have it for a full year, and then $75 per month if you want to have access to what are called signals. Now, this is a very powerful technology, very, very powerful technology. And I want to encourage those who are either new to trading or you're already trading to get this, because what it does, it cuts down your learning curve. It reduces the learning curve. So normally people take an average of about 2 years to learn. We're seeing people using the Save to Trade technology within their first 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. People are becoming consistently profitable. So this system, it reduces the learning curve. Instead of going through a longer time frame of learning, you can literally get to the point where you can earn money very quickly if you have the Save to Trade system. It cuts down the learning curve. So today we're going to look more on the safety trade system than we are on other areas of our community. So we're going to look at that, right? And to help me to look at that, I want to find somebody who has never, or maybe a little bit of a little experience trading or no experience trading at all. All right, I like to find somebody who has that on the line. So let me go through here. I see we have an Alicia. Welcome. That's a new name. We have someone who said their name shows iPhone. If you could change your name iPhone to a name that we could recognize, that would be great. Jerome JH, and we see we have a Joanna, we have a Cairo, Marieka. Okay, awesome. Rabina, awesome. We have a lot of new names here today. So welcome to all of the individuals who seem to be here for the first time. I'm assuming you're here for the first time because I'm not recognizing those names. All right. So pretty excited that you're here with us. So if you could unmute, let me see. If you could unmute Jerome, or if you could unmute Cairo or Marieka. Either one of you could unmute. Just unmute, or all of you. Just say hello if you can. Hi, hello. Just unmute and say hello. I want to.
Hello.
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 Go ahead.
Good afternoon.
An excellent day, Cairo. Awesome, man. Where are you streaming in from?
Kingston.
Awesome, great. Have you ever traded before, Cairo?
No, I'm just learning to trade.
Awesome, awesome. So you have very little knowledge of trading, right?
Yeah, I've done some research, but I'm not advanced. I'm just still learning.
All right, awesome. Do you mind answering some basic questions with me as we look at the system? Do you mind?
Go ahead.
All right, great. All right, I see we have a Patrick Vassal that just joined us. Patrick, if you don't mind unmuting and telling us where you're streaming in from, that would be awesome.
Actually, I'm driving and I'm kind of in a city environment, so the car horn going to continuously disturb you guys. So that's why I mute the mic.
All right, cool. I can hear your very strong Jamaican accent. So welcome, sir. All right. Okay, cool. All right. What about let's say anybody here with a little bit of trading experience? You're new to the call. Ribena, have you traded before, Ribena? Or let me see, we have a Marieka, if you can unmute for me. And then Cairo is also going to be on here with us. Alicia, if you have traded before, if you don't mind unmuting.
No, I've never traded before. I was just invited to the Zoom meeting, so I'm just listening in to see if something that interests me.
All right, great. All right,
I'm from Jamaica as well.
Nice, nice. Welcome from Jamaica. That's my born land. All right. So anyone else who's new but you have some trading experience? All right. So here's the great thing, right? When we're learning how to trade, Cairo, Janice, we have to learn, about the terminology associated with trading, right? Which we do have our academy to help you with that. So you'll be coming here to become a member, and you'll be going through our videos and our library, and we also have live class traders that you can learn how to trade. Now you're going to have to learn how to use this chart. It's called Trading View, and so generally you learn how to use this chart. Let me take this piece of it off, and you're gonna learn how to use this chart, and you're going to be doing what are called markups. To do marking up of the chart, you learn something called support and resistance. Don't worry too much about it right now, but you'll be putting in like a line here. This is called a support line. And then you'll be putting maybe one here. It's called a resistance line. And you learn how to do this, right? Now, doing this is, to be sincere with you, is not easy, right? It's not easy to have these support resistance lines. And then you'd even learn later on how to put in what are called trend lines. And some people do put in these trend lines here, right? Putting these other lines here called trend lines, okay? Where you'd be looking at trends in the market, and using these lines to help to decide where the market is going, to make a decision whether the market is going to buy or going to sell. And these are called markups. Now, this took a while for me to learn how to do. Even to find where these lines are to put them in was a challenge, right? Was a challenge. And, you know, with these lines, yes, I had some level of success, but nothing to write home about. Nothing that I could say, well, you know, I would have been able to support my family using that. Well, ever since we got the safety trade system, it eliminated the need to use these lines. I no longer have to go through the process of doing any markups, right? I no longer have to go through the process of doing any markups. Now, what we have in the safety trade system is a set of indicators that help us to understand where the market is going. So before, we used to have to put in these lines, right? You know, and let's say I'm gonna pull somebody out here, Jerome. You look that name looks new, but Jerome, have you traded before, Jerome? If you can unmute Jerome, that would be wonderful, right? Let's see, Jerome. What about Rodney?
That's Dr. Jerome in Mandeville.
Okay, so Dr. Jerome obviously has traded before, right? I think he has.
Yeah, man, he's in the program. He probably is not able to speak.
All right, great. That's wonderful. All right, what about Joanna? Joanna, have you traded before?
No, I have not. Good day, everyone.
All right, welcome, Joanna. So we have a lot of new people who have never traded before today. That's great. All right, what about, okay, so I see we have Patrice Wills. So Patrice, are you there? Can you unmute for me, Patrice?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, awesome. Have you traded before?
Yes, I have traded before.
Awesome.
I'm a part of the academy as well.
All right, wonderful. So in terms of looking at the chart here, right? We could see the chart here. It went up here like this, then it went down a bit, up a bit, down a bit, up, right? Now let's say you were right. You are here, right? When the market started going this way, you know, just looking at the chart alone, and even if we were to put in these support lines and trend lines and all of that, would you feel comfortable knowing which direction this market would be going in? Just looking at the chart, would you?
I would not.
Yeah, you would feel more like you're guessing if it's going to go up or go down. So without the indicators from the safety trade system, if we were to use the charts alone, which we were doing before, we would have to put in a lot of lines called trend lines and support resistance lines to help us to figure out where the market is going. So we'd have to do a lot of analysis. But now the safety trade system, what it has done is given us these indicators, which I just put on the screen. So down at the bottom here, Patrice and Cairo, there are a set of indicators. Right? I'm collapsing the pane. I just took them off. So without those, we would have to go to the old way of trading, which is to put in these lines called support resistance. We'd have to go and learn how to put in these lines and then figure out where the market is going by putting in these support resistance lines and trapping the price of the market and then figuring out where it's trying to figure out where it might go afterwards, right? But the safety trade system gives us data that's live and real time. So without this panel at the bottom, I feel lost, sincerely, if we didn't have this. And let me share with you why. The system uses four basic, we'll have more than that, but I'm just going to call the four basic things. If you do decide to get the system, you get trained on how to identify what's called a logo and trade the logo. And you know, there's some additional stuff that you can use to make the experience even better. But with these four things, you could literally identify what's called a buy position or sell position. So Cairo, right? Cairo, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, wonderful. All right, so do you see where these two dotted lines? There's a horizontal one and a vertical one. Do you see them moving, moving on the screen? All right, great.
Yes, sir.
So, all right, so down here, do you see at the bottom here, do you see this white number to the right going up and down? You see that number going up and down?
Yeah, I see it. It's zigzag.
Right, good. So right now the number is can you read what the number is right now? Can you read what it is? It's kind of small. But all right, I read it out for you. 16,350, right?
Okay.
And then it went from there.
16,350?
315. 16,315. All right, 0.9. And then it went up to here, where it's now 16,322.7. So 315 to 322. Right? So 315 to 322. So if you bought it for 16,315 and sold it for 16,322, you'd see that you'd make the difference is 7 points, which is really $7 in profit, depending on something called a lot size, right? So let's say, so that's 7 points. The difference between 315 and 322 is 7 points, right?
Right.
Right. So if you did a trade with the broker and you put in the trade to say, you know what, you told the broker to give you $1 per point, right? 7 points is the difference between here and here. You'd have made 7 points. You'd have made 7 points gain because you bought it here and it went up to here and you sold it up here. Okay? So 7 points, $1 per point, that would be how much money, Cairo?
Is it $1, right?
Yeah, $1 per point, and difference between here and here is 7 points. How much money would you make?
$7.
Yeah, right. So if you did a trade at a broker and you did $10 per point, how much would you make from here when the market moved from here to here? $70, exactly. All right. So we're on what's called a 1 minute chart. And how this chart works is that every minute a new one of these candles pops on the screen when the market is open. The market just opens in another, it fully opens. It's open now, but it fully opens in another 30 minutes, 36 minutes. So every minute you'd see one of these candles popping on the screen, all right? And these candles either go up, the green ones push in an upward direction, the red ones push in a downward direction. So what happens is that there is great value in knowing, is the market going to go up or is it going to go down? There's huge, huge value in knowing this, right? And the safety trade system,
to buy or to sell or to trade or to not trade or to hold, right?
Yes, Cairo, that's the key. Because if you knew, if when the market was here, right, when it was right here, if you knew that it was going to go up, you could take what's called a buy, right? And then you saw where it went up gradually, right? 1 minute at a time, right? I'm moving a little fast, but you see what would have happened if you were to do that, correct?
Right, I see.
All right. Now here's the unique thing about trading. If you knew, like up here, you could see where it generally went down like this, right? Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see.
So if you knew ahead of time that it was going to go down, the broker will minus the points from here to here, and still you could make money if you took what's called a sell position. So if you open the trade up here where it's 16,364 and you closed it down here, you took a sell position from the broker, 16,266. The difference between 324 and 266, that's about that's what 76 and 24. That's about 100 points. So this is 100 points between here and here, and you'd be paid similarly $1 per point, $10 per point, and so forth. Are you with me so far, Cairo?
Yes, sir.
Right. So if you see in that red box, you see 102.7 to the left on that little red box at the bottom, that bright red box at the bottom, 102. That's the number of points you'd have made if you had a transaction as a sell. But here's the challenge. If you took out a sell position here, if you were here, Cairo, and you took out a sell position, right? You took out a sell position here, right here at the end, and a buy. You took a buy position because right here it looks like it was going up, right?
Right.
Does it look like it's going up here?
Yes, it is.
Right, it does. So if you went ahead and took a position and say, you know what, I believe it's going to continue to go up, and the market went down here like it did, you'd lose money, right? The broker would literally take money out of your account. You lose money. You could put in what's called a stop loss. So you could, you could tell the broker, okay, don't take more than $50 or $10 or, $3 or whatever the case might be. of your money if the trade does not go in your direction. Okay, so that's generally the basics of using any one of these assets to trade. Whether we're trading something like gold or oil, you can see, you may see the watermark in the background, a little faint, but you can see US oil here, right? In the background, you could see XAU USD, that's literally gold, right? That's gold in the, that's gold, it says gold spot, might be a little faded, so you might not see it clearly. Or you could trade a currency pair. All right, one of the current common currency pairs like GBP USD. All right, GBP stands for Great British Pound, and then US dollar. So you could trade all of these different assets in the same way that I just showed you. You could take what's called a buying position or a sell position, right? Okay. All right. So here's the powerful thing about how simple this system is. All right. So let's go back to, let's say, what this one is called NAS 100. Okay, NASDAQ 100, the top 100 technology stocks in America, like Amazon, Facebook, Google, and so forth, right? All right, so without these panels at the bottom, right, as Janice had identified, it would have been difficult to identify if the market is going to go up or down. It would be difficult. But with this panel at the bottom, there are 5 indicators in total that we use to help us to know if the market is going to buy or it's going to sell. Okay, one of the first things we look at are these 2 lines. There's a red line and a yellow line here moving through the screen, kind of wavy up and down. Can you see them? Do you see them?
Yes.
All right, they're called moving averages, all right? Now, down here, below this red and yellow, do you see these? These are called candlesticks. These red and green, the green going up, the red going down. They're called candlesticks, right? Do you agree with me that they are below these 2 lines at this point where my hand is, where my mouse is? Do you agree with me?
If I agree, if they are below it, yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Right. So that's right. So that's one of the first things we would have noted. Right. Let's say when the market was here, that the price, these candles were below our moving average, right? And then the next thing that we're going to wait on is for one of these arrows to pop on the screen, either a green arrow going up or a red arrow going down. All right, green arrow going up, red arrow going down. And for those who are a little bit more advanced with the system, it generally pops up when these lines cross. When the yellow comes up above the red, or the yellow comes below the green, right? You'll have a red going down or the red or the green going up. Do you see the arrow pointing up, the green arrow pointing up? Do you see that, Cairo?
Right. All right, I see that.
Right. Great. So those are the first 2 things.
What's that called?
Well, it's really an arrow to tell us that there's the possibility that a trade for a buy is coming up. That's what it represents. So whenever you see that, it suggests to you that look out for a buy trade, right? And then the red means you look out for a sell trade, right? That's generally what it means. It's not conclusive on its own, so you cannot use it by itself to determine if the market is going to buy or it's going to sell. It is just one of the indicators, right? So once we've identified those first 2 things, there's a third thing that we need to line up to be able to know if we should jump into the trade or not. There's a third thing to line up, right? The third thing is that down at the bottom here, we need to see, and I'm just expanding this a bit, right? We need to see these 3 lines at the bottom. These 3 lines. Can you see these 3 horizontal lines?
Yes.
They need to be the same color as the arrow. At the edge of the screen, are they the same color as the green arrow? Yes or no?
No.
Right. So we're
below are red.
Great. So we're waiting now for them to all turn green. Are they all green now, Cairo?
Yes, at the end.
Great. And then this set of bars is called histogram bars, right? Right here. This set of bars, we are waiting for this. When it's all turned green, we're waiting for this one, right? These bars, we're waiting for it to turn from green to red. Do you notice that they turn from green to red, right?
Right.
Right, good. And then the last piece of it, this is called a buck. These 2 lines here, these 2 green lines is called a buck. Down here it was red, then it turned to green, right? Okay, Now,
So those are
this,
not moving averages either. Those ones that are below are not classified as moving averages either.
they are a special moving average in the safety trade system and is unique to the safety trade system. It's called a BOK, B-O-K-K, right? So we have what's called a, go ahead.
I said that's just another classification of moving average.
That's another moving average, but it's unique to the system of the safety trade. It's not available outside of the safety trade system. So let me collapse this. If you are using TradingView on its own, you'd only have basically, you could get these two lines on TradingView and other trading platforms, and you'd have these candlesticks, but that's it. But with the safety trade system, you have this block down here and these indicators down here, right? So when we have this line up, the green at the bottom, the red here, and the block is green, that tells us that there's going to be a buy, right? That tells us that we can go ahead and take a buy trade. Are you clear on that so far, Cairo?
Yes, I am.
Right? There's four things that we noticed. One, the price was below these two lines. The green arrow said, look out for a buy trade. It came up, but we're looking for where's the best point to enter the trade. So while it was going up, it's a little tricky because it could turn back at any moment on us, and we do not want that. So we want to get into the trade when we know it's going to keep going up. So the system is designed to pick up when there's this pull, this is called a pullback. So it was going up and then it pulled down, right? And then the system told us, you know what, right here is an ideal spot to jump into the trade because of this setup. Green at the bottom, red here, green here. So the system is telling us that do not believe it's going to continue going down. It's going to turn back around and go up, right? And this is a system that tells us that, right?
Right.
So you'd have put in an order here for a buy, and you'd put in the order either on this green line or on the yellow. So let's say, or even in between, but let's say you put it on the yellow, all right, for when the market was going down. When it was here, you had the green at the bottom, the red here, the block was green. So you go ahead and put in your order here for a buy, right? So when the market started going up, it would open the trade and you'd make money. You'd also put your stop loss just below this reversal here. So you put your stop loss just below this hook and for it to come up and make money, all right, going up, all right? Okay, so you clearly see that you'd have made some money from here to here, right? From here to up here. Now this setup is the key, green, red, green. Now let's go back in history and look at some other opportunities for that, right? You know, where we would have successfully had that setup. Where is it? Okay, expand this a bit more. All right, so where would have had that setup? So we're looking for those. I'm just going to point out those areas where we had that setup. Now here's one. It was green on the bottom, turned red, and then this was green. But then right after that happened, the block changed from green to red. So when this happens, it changes the direction of the market, and we're no longer looking for a buy. We'll be looking out for a possible sell because of the red arrow. All right, but this was another setup, but this would not have, you know, if you put your line here, if you were here, right, and you put your line in, expecting the market to turn around and come back up, in this case, it didn't come back up. So that trade didn't activate, it didn't open a trade for us. We would not have lost any money, but we would not have made any money from that trade, okay? So let's keep going, and let's see if we see any others, right, with that setup. All right, I'm gonna jump up to what's called a higher time frame than the 1 minute. There are different time frames, 1 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute to see if we see any on the 5 minute. Do you notice on the 5 minute, right here where my hand is, do you see that the line at the bottom, they're green, right? You could see that. Right. So expand it, right. We see that there are 3 of them there, and they're all green, right?
Right.
Right. Can we see that the green bars here turn to red? Do you notice that?
At the top.
Right here where my hand is, right? So if we were right here, the market was right here, you could see that the lines at the bottom are green, then here was green, the block was green, right? If we go right here, everything is green. You could see everything is green, right?
Right.
Green, 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 right? And then this one turned to red, but everything else stayed green. Notice that?
Right.
So what we'll do right here is that we'll put in for a trade for it to come back up. Okay? And did it go back up and through our lines? Did it go back up through our lines? Yes, it did. Right? So you could have made some money off this transaction too, right? Here, then looking for the reverse of this. Instead of it being green, 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 red, then green, as it is here, let's look at the reverse, right? Let's look at the reverse, where there was the red arrow over here, the red arrow came up over here, the market started pushing down, but then we needed to wait we needed to have the lines at the bottom, the 3 lines at the bottom stay red, okay, which they are here. The 3 lines, do you agree with me that 3 lines are red?
Yes.
Yes, right? Then while that was happening, the back was also red here, okay? And then right here, right at this point, you could see where it turned to green, right? So it's red at the bottom, a little blotch of green here, and then red here. You agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Right. And then what we'd be doing at this point is that we'll put in what's called a sell. So we'll be putting in for a sell for the market to go down. We want the broker to say, you know what, if we go from here to down here, make money. And did it go down afterwards, Cairo? Did the market go downwards? Did the price go in the downward direction after this happened?
Yes. But it fluctuated a bit, but yes, it's going down.
Right, it's fluctuating a bit. I agree with you. So if we were to put this here, you know, if we run a line through it, you could see it's kind of up and down, but it's generally going down, correct?
Correct.
Right. All right. So what happens is that once we have this setup, okay, once we have this setup, we know that the market's going to go in a downward direction. Here's another example of red, green, red, right? Did it go down afterwards, after this setup? It did. It fell right down. Yeah, exactly. And here, the setup was here, but it reversed. Okay? All right. But remember that when this happens, you know, this setup here, this one, red, green, red, it came down, but then it did it again. Red, red, green, red, but then it changed the bar changed from red to green and it started going up. So this, you would not have been able to benefit from this last one, but these 3, this one, you could see it went up and then went way down. You notice that? This one, this one, this one, all right? And we could go back even further to look at others. In fact, we could even go to a higher time frame, let's say the 15-minute, and look at the move here on this 15-minute example. Do you see the red, green, red here?
Yeah.
Right. Do you notice how much it went down afterwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then there's also this one as well, where red, green, red, and it went down. If we come over here, here's another example of it. And then even up here, wow, look at this one. This one is super fantastic, right? Red, green, red. Do you see this one?
Yes.
Right? This one, it fell a lot after this particular move. Sometimes you get some very long moves. Sometimes they're short, right? You know, like this one, nice short move, all right? But the bottom line is that the system gives you the data to tell you where the market is going. So let's look at all of these setups. We're right now on what's called a 15-minute time frame, okay? And then every time it's happening, and I look at the reverse, which is the buy. You notice that, right? Do you notice something here again? Right? You could see that the market looks like it was going down when it went back up afterwards, right? And every time we see the setup, green, red, green, green, red, green, green, red, green, you notice that the market it goes back up. So what the system does, let's just collapse here again, removing this. And if you were right here in the market where it went up and it came down, it's up, would you feel comfortable to take a trade for a buy or a sell without the indicators? If you didn't have the indicators below that we just looked at to tell you it's time to take a buy or a sell.
It would be difficult to be decisive.
Yeah, it would be very difficult to be decisive. So what this system does here with this data, you know, okay, now is the time.
Makes you aware.
Yeah.
It just makes you aware.
Yeah, it gives you consistent data that tells you you could go in and take a buy trade, right? And then if you jump to the 1 hour chart, the longer the time, excuse me, the longer the bless you, Harry. The longer the time frame, okay, the excuse me, the longer the time frame, the bigger the move, right? The longer the time frame, the bigger the move. The higher the time frame, I should say, or longer, or higher, right? The bigger the move. Because we're looking at the 1 hour chart right now, and we could see that there was a setup down here. It's not as clear but let me drop down to the 30-minute. But this one is sweet, man. This was a sweet setup. All right, really nice. You could see it. You could see the setups, right? This is right here, but let me see. There's another one. Okay, there's the box change here. This is when the market started selling and it started buying again. It's still selling. The market is not selling mode, but I expect some reverse. We're seeing some reversals coming up. All right, here's one. Here's our 1 hour chart. So you could see it's green down here, red here, green here, right? You could see that, Cairo?
Yes, I can.
All right, so let's say you had the system. All right, so without the system, let's come right here. And without the system, right, we would not have the indicators. Like the market's going, it's going a little bit up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But as you shared, there's no certainty is it going to go up or down. But let's open back our pane, and then we see, okay, green at the bottom. You could see the 3 lines at the bottom are all green. Let me just expand this so we could all see that for sure. Right? Right, Cairo, the 3 lines are all green, right?
Right.
Right. And then our histogram bars change from green to red, correct?
Yes.
Right. When this happens, we're going to open up a buy order. So we'll put in a buy order just above this line right here, right? We'll put in a buy order just above the line. The conservative people would put it on the yellow, aggressive people would put it on the green, right? So when the market came down below, you'd put it either on the green or the yellow. Do you consider yourself an aggressive investor or passive, more, you know, you're not an aggressive investor?
Technical. I would say, all right, so.
You're an aggressive investor, meaning that you would like to take a higher risk or you'd take a lower risk?
Well, it would depend. It would depend on what the indicators are indicating to me.
All right, well, here it's saying green, red, green.
I would have to behave like how the market's behaving.
All right, I got you. All right, so here, this blue line would represent where you'd wait for the market to turn around and come back up and put you into the trade. And if it keeps going up, you made money. This is what we call a 1 hour time frame trade. So you could see that it turned around and put you in the trade, right?
Right.
Right. And then it went,
so
kept going
blue
up.
Line. I'm that blue line.
The blue line would be the price that you got into the market.
Okay.
Right. And then you could see that it went way up, right? After that blue line. That had happened, the date that had happened was Friday, the 8th of December, right? And then it kept going up and then it came back below our lines up here. So, one would have been exiting the trade either here, here, or here, depending on your style of trading, right? But we could check to see how many points this trade won up at this point here. We're reversed here, right? We're reversed here. Right, where it came below these lines here. Okay, let's see how much we would have made if we were to stay in a trade for that long. This is 616 points. 616 points, Cairo. Yes, yeah, you feel me now. You're starting to feel me now. So 616 points times $10. How much would you have made in that one transaction?
Repeat that.
616 points, $10 per point. How much would you make?
I need a calculator.
Anybody wants to come off mute and tell us 616?
6,160.
Exactly. Thank you, Dunstan. $6,160. Now, this took place Friday, December 8th, and this you'd have exited on Thursday, December 14th. So basically a week. So this is a 1 week time frame it would have taken for all of that to happen. Now, would you be very happy, Cairo, if you were able to take this trade, $10 per point, and make that kind of money? Would that make you very happy?
That would be very positive.
Very, very positive, right? So this is amazing. This is a very, very powerful system because you notice every time the setup, sometimes the moves are not as long as this one, but you could see that every time that there's the setup, that the market goes in that direction, right? You notice. And when the block changes like it did here, then the market went into the reverse direction, which was a sell. All right. But even here, there's another it bought back up. All right, sold on and bought back up. All right. Sold on and bought back up. And here we have another sell down again. And we're anticipating some buybacks right now. Go ahead.
Saying that the buck would be the most important indicator. To me, it looks like the buck is go to.
The buck is extremely important in this whole thing. But everything comes together. So because the buck alone is not what tells you, like when a buck changes here from green to red, you cannot use this alone to say it's going to continue downward. Because if we drop to these lower time frames, let me come down to the 1 minute, right? Let's see the buck changes. It goes back and forth a lot. You see here, it was green, it was red, and it was green, then it was red, and it was green. So you can't use that alone, right? Here it was red, then it turned green. You cannot use that by itself. Here, you see here, right here, it was red, it was, you can't use that on its own to say the market's going to buy or going to sell, okay? So it's important, but it's not by itself. And then you have these other indicators down here, the 3 lines at the bottom, then this is called a base indicator. It's a fake out indicator because what it does, it gives you data to say, do not believe the market's going to go in. When we see it's all red, like it was all red here, red at the bottom, red bars, red back, then when it changed to green, this is to tell you, do not believe it's going to continue to go up. Expect it to come down, which it did, right? And that's what this indicator helps us to do. So when we see it change from red to green and everything else is still red, we know that we shouldn't look out for a buy. We should still look out for a sell. Okay, so that's how the system works in its basic manner. There are some other features to that, which you get in advanced training, and as you learn how to use the system, and you'd be able to use these different time frames, whether it's the 15-minute, as in this case, right? The 15-minute time frame here. The 15-minute trades are showing to be some of the best trades you could take on any one of these assets, right? They're very, very accurate. The 15-minute trades, all right? Here's a 15-minute sell trade. You can see here where it's red at the bottom, green here, red here. It went down. Here's another example of it: red, green, red. It went down. So these 15-minute trades are very, very accurate in terms of where the market is going, and you get a longer move out of those. Now you could use it to trade any one of these assets, whether it's gold, the indices, what are called stocks bundled together in the US, Germany, Japan. You could also trade currency pairs like German GBP versus the USD, US dollar versus Japanese yen, and so forth. Then we have what's called a scanner. Let's go to the scanner quickly. Let's look at our safety trade scanner. So the scanner tells us when the setup has happened. Okay, Cairo, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Right, so you could read up here and it says, read this bottom one for me in blue. What does this say? Hopefully you can read before it comes off.
I'm not seeing it. Oh, it's too small for me. I'm on a cell
All
phone.
right, you could pinch your screen and expand it. That put your 2 fingers over the blue and just stretch it and it will open it up for you.
New safety trade alert. New safety trade alert.
Okay, so it's saying new safety. Did you hear the computer?
Yeah, I heard it.
New safety trade alert, right?
Right.
All right, so,
All right, so it says what's that? What's that?
New safety trade alert, and what letters? Just read out the letters for me. Like from here to here.
All right.
Oops, it jumped off. But NZD Chef, NZD CHF, M1, right? You could see the red arrow running down here, right? You can see the red arrow running down.
Right. I see it. I see it.
Right, and it's also here as well. The red arrow is running down. Okay. So what that's telling us is that there is right now on the AUD CHF, we could go now to look for AUD CHF, AUD CHF. All right, let's pick that up. All right, and then here we could see on the, let's drop to the 1 minute chart. It's at a 1 minute chart. What it was telling us on the 1 minute chart earlier, right? In the 1 minute chart that here we should be looking out for a buy. All right, let's make sure that I have this right. Sell, sorry, AUD CHF on the 1 minute, we're looking out for a sell. Let me see if I have this right. 1 minute sell, okay. And then NZD CHF, NZD CHF, all right. It was also telling us that we should expect a buy, right? Or is that sell? It was, I think it was a red going down. AUD, NZD, CHF, a red, or should be anticipating on a 1 minute time frame for a sell. But the market is not yet fully open, so we would not expect these to line up perfectly for us. But let's go back to our scanner. So what the scanner does, it gives us data to tell us that the market is setting up, right? But when the market opens fully, the market is not currently not open. It opens in a few minutes officially. It opens in about 5 minutes, and then we're going to start to see the market moving up and down afterwards, right? We're going to start to see that, right? So I'm very, very grateful for the system. What the system does is gives us data that we can rely on, right? We can definitely rely on this data. The system is going to tell you when the particular asset is set up for trade. So it's going to send you a message, safe trade alert, telling you that the asset is ready to be traded. Then you're going to come here and look for it. And you could see, like right here, you would have called out a buy, green, red, green, and it went up. You could see that, right? NZD Chef. You could see that the market went up in an upward direction after this happened. So that's the basics of it, and once you learn how to use the system and understand, man, there are people who have already moved from $2,500 in an account to $500,000 in a 8-month time frame. Right, after maybe using it for 4 months, learning how to use it after 3-4 months. There are people, one gentleman, Billy, he was homeless. He literally learned to use it he literally didn't have money to buy a computer. When he got the system, he used a library. His friend allowed him to go into the library after library hours, and he used it in the library, and he was able to use it to trade and make money. He turned $50 into $11,000 in his trading account, no longer homeless. Just imagine you take $50 and turn it into $11,000. Would that be amazing, Hiram?
Very.
Very wonderful, right? So, so the system gives us the data to tell us that, look, this is coming up, expect it to come back down, right? And then here's GBP card. Let's take a look at that one. Another one, GBP card. Right, GBP card, GBP CAD, GBP card, right? So dropping down to the 1 minute. All right, so the system, what the system does, gives us data, right, to tell us that the setup has happened. So rather than using the chart to wait for to be on the chart to wait for this to line up, for it to be green, red, green, or red, 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 green, red. Rather than waiting for that to line up, what the system does, it gives us the data with the scanner. The scanner tells you, go to AUD, go to JPY, go to GBP card, go to these different assets, and go to the indices, go to the cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so forth, right? Go to XRP. It's going to tell you when to go. So you do not have to sit down on the chart and wait. You could have used the system to tell you when when it's a setup. You don't want to trade stocks like Amazon, Tesla, Google, and so forth. All right. So any questions for me? Any questions for me so far? Any questions? Cairo, you were so gracious in being my co-pilot, so thank you very much. But do you have any questions for me?
Dr. Harris, some folks, Dr. B, some folks can't unmute.
Cannot.
They've been trying. Cannot unmute.
Let me see if. Okay, but it's people can unmute. Like, there's nothing blocking.
Right, that's what I saw too, but I was just wondering if there's something else on your end. Okay, guys, I know Alicia had a question, and I saw Makita in the chat as well had a question. Can you guys try and unmute now if you can? Or write your question in the chat.
Hello, go again with the question.
Mariella,
Marika.
Okay, Marika. Okay, great. Marieka. All right. Or Marika. Marie.
Yes.
All right.
Marika.
So Marika. Okay, Marika. Great, man. We can hear you. No. But maybe what she was saying, Bridget, was when she was trying to set up her speaker. Maybe that's what she meant.
Oh,
right?
okay.
Maybe I'm assuming because nobody was blocked from being unmuted. But do you have a question, Marika?
Actually, no, I'm listening to you. That's okay.
All right, wonderful. Welcome to the call.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so any questions, Cairo? Thank you for being my co-pilot in this discussion. Thank you for being so kind to identify the trades with us. So the system, just to collapse the pane at the bottom. Without that pane at the bottom, I feel totally lost, right? With this pane, the safety trade system giving us this data here, then we know for sure where the market is going, right? We know with a sense of confidence the market is going. So see the market opened down a bit. Here, the market just opened on the indices, right? Oh, it opened up on NAS. Okay, S&P, not sure, but not US 30, not sure, but NAS it opened up, and NAS is starting to buy up, right? Starting to buy up, right? So this is pretty exciting, right? What we have going on. NAS starting to go up, and US 30 is kind of in between, and the S&P initially went down but came back up, right? So, but my expectation right now, just based on what's happening, we expect some buying up this evening. All right, we're expecting some buying.
Okay,
right?
so I'm seeing. All right, so question. I'm seeing over where the stocks are over on the right, and I'm seeing some numbers in red, some in green. What is that indicating?
These numbers over here?
Yeah.
Okay, so when the number is green on a particular asset, just means that asset is starting to go up. When the number is red, it's going down. But that's the particular candle. Like, for example, right now, if you look on the screen, there's a candle on there.
They have representation for each line, right?
Say that again?
I'm saying every one of them has a representation of each line. So
of each line.
A red line, if a red line is the price is falling, right? Wherever there are reds, that means they are the ones who are falling also. But how could you then know which one is which? But it's changing from green to red very rapidly right now.
Very rapidly, but that is momentary, because the market moves literally in seconds or sometimes milliseconds. So these movements, this red and green changing over here, is just the change in price of the particular asset. So right now we're on the chart called SPX, which is Standard & Poor's 500, the top 500 companies in the US, right? And here, you notice that it's pushing up. The candle is pushing up, so the numbers is green and a little red. So when it pushes back down a little bit, it changes. This number changes from green to red, right? But right now the market is buying because we expected it to buy based on this indicator here, right? green, red, green. Okay, expecting it to buy, and it's doing that. All right, it's doing some buying right now. You can see that the market is going up, right?
Right.
All right, all right. So it's okay. All right. So any and then the next candle after that, it's 1 minute candle started going down. So this was pushing down. So the market is going, but I made my personal view of the market right now, because if we look at it, there's something called a 4-hour. It's been there for a while, but there's a 4-hour daily buy, right? So look out for this, guys. It's going to be a big buy, right? Coming out of this daily. Then see, wow, it came down and touched the daily line on SPX, right? And then on NAS, for the daily chart, it came down below the daily channel, US 30. It didn't come close for US 30, but that's fine. But generally, when we have these 4-hour trades, they're usually strong. So I would anticipate a nice move coming out of this 4-hour trade, 4-hour daily, right? Right now, 4-hour daily time frame. So it came down into the daily channel for NAS. If we drop down to the 4-hour, for those of us who are a little bit more ahead of the curve with this, the 4-hour, look out for this, guys. It's going to be a nice trade. This 4-hour trade has been developing from last week. So the market was selling down, but based on what we're seeing now, there may be a reversal happening, and we're starting to see some buys. So if we were to go to the 1-hour time frame, right? The 1-hour time frame is showing us it did a sell, so we could get another sell on the 1-hour. But when the 4-hour kicks in, it's going to run up, right? 30-minute, there's a 30-minute sell that already took place on 15-minute. If 15 minutes has changed, the buck has changed from red to green. So the lower time frames are starting to change on NAS. The 5-minute, there's a 5-minute buy. So the lower time frames are starting to buy, right? But there were some higher time frame sells. But the biggest time frame buy that's there right now is a 4-hour daily. Now, if that kicks in this week, we're gonna see this thing run up a lot if it kicks in. Okay.
Okay. So all right. So for the daily line, right? That you have there, that's on the chart. That will indicate to you your marginal propensity to buy or to sell, right? At the bottom where it's showing you the transformation from the red to the green, right? How would you know when the product, the gross domestic product of whatever it is you're buying and selling would advance, apart from it just being on the chart and going up? How could you know by like the end of the month how long you can stay in the trade for?
Okay, you mean at what point you should exit? Well, you don't know for sure. You know, you have a general idea of where the market may go to, but the strategy that we use is that, for example, here where before it went up like this, right? Right, because this is where it was earlier, right? Red, green at the bottom, red here, green here. So you could have opened up 2 trades. So you open up 2 trades here on this blue line. Okay, you'd put your stop loss below this area here, right? Below this reversal area down here, and then the market has gone up to here. So the first trade, you would have closed down the first trade at, let's say, 5-10 pips. Okay, but then so far it has gone up a total of 28 points, right? It's 23 points right now.
But you could have stayed longer into the trade. So I'm asking you.
So I'm answering.
But you just told me that you can't really know.
Cairo, just hold on.
Yeah.
All right. So the first trade, you would have closed it, let's say here, right? Let's say you took the first trade here. The first trade. There are 2 open, right? So they're 2 open. The first one, they close it at this green line, right? Now the second one, you're gonna put your stop loss now, just in a little bit of profit. So you put your stop loss right here, or you could put it on the line of entry. Now, if the market comes back down and touches your line here, it closes you out with a little bit of profit, but you made the profit from here to here on the first one. Okay?
Right.
You agreed? That's about 10 points. Now the second one is still open, right?
Right.
Right? So you took this one already. This one, you took this one. So let's take this one off. So you made money on this one, right? Right?
Right.
But the second one, if the price comes back down to here, it would close you out here. But if it could, do you agree with me that it could possibly keep going up?
Yes.
Right. So you leave this one open, and then when this keeps going up, you could move your green line from here to, let's say, here. So if it comes back down to here, you make the profit between the blue line and the green line here, right?
Right.
But if it keeps going up, let's say you had gotten in down here. Let's use this for example. Like you've gotten in down here on this one, right? Right. So the market went up. You put your little profit line here. The market went up, right? You wait for it to, when it went up to here, you could put your profit line here now. So if it comes back down to here, it would take out the trade. It would close the trade here, but it kept going up. You notice that? So you move your line up some more to here. Let's say to here. So if it turns around and comes back down and touches the line here, you made a profit between the blue line and the green line. But it kept going up, right? But you weren't sure if it was going to keep going up or down. And then you could now move your line up to here. Right? Are you seeing that concept?
Yeah, I'm seeing it.
So even though you don't know where it's going to turn around, but if you came too close, let's say you came here, then chances are it's going to come down and touch the green line, and it would close the trade, right? So when we call it trailing stop loss. So you run behind the market. Okay, you could, whether you're going down or up, the principle is the same. But in this case, we're trying to track what's going up. Okay.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, in such a way, you're saying that you can't necessarily know how long to stay in the trade to make the profit, but you're just taking a chance. But you can still indicate to see that it's gonna go up, but you don't know when exactly it's gonna fall.
Exactly. So what you do is that this green line, you move it behind it going up, but you don't come too close. You understand?
You just track it. You just trail it. You just track it.
Trail it.
This also causes you not to get a loss, right? You don't lose when you keep pushing it up while it goes up. You keep that benchmark, so at least if it falls back down and touches the line, that means you still get a profit. Whether 10 points, 20 points, you keep once it goes up, and even when you're selling, you carry the line down as well. So if it doesn't carry back where you're coming from.
Exactly, Richard. Exactly. So you're running behind this, right? You're running behind this way. So you don't come too close because it could come back down and tap you out. That's if you're trying to trail it. Okay, but remember you made money on the first one. You opened up 2, right? At this point of entry. 2, we made 10 points on the first one, and the second one we have it in a little bit. In this case, we'd have had a little bit of profit right here. But we use this as an example. So good answer there. But if you had put this up here, you see where the red came back down untouched. Or maybe if you had it like right here, most likely it's probably going to come back down and touch this line or this line and bounce off of it to go back up. Okay? Or it could start selling down because looking at this, there are some higher time frame. There's a 30-minute sell going on, right? Red, green, red. So we're still expecting some selling, but the market is starting to change because there's this daily 4-hour daily buy stop, right? So our expectation is that 4-hour buy stop is going to kick in, and the market is going to become more of a buy market. That's the expectation. Because of the 4-hour daily buy. If we were to look at this from a weekly standpoint, we go to the 1-week chart, right? You'd see that the market is a buying market, right? If we look at the 1-week chart, each candle is a week. You could see that the market is more buying than it is selling, all right? But then we could get some sell-off. But we have to wait and see what happens here. All right. So any questions from anybody else? Thank you very much for that. Any questions from anybody else?
quick question here. In regards to the line that you're saying that you follow the trail, when it comes back down, because you're not going to put it right at it, you put it at a margin like, all right, I get 40 points here, so I'm gonna move it up and it reach at 80 points. So you put it like halfway to the 40. If the trajectory goes down and touches the line, it takes you out of the market.
Yes, correct. So if this came down like right here, if it came down and touched the green line, if that's the point where you see it's called your stop profit or stop loss, right? So it prevents the market from taking in the case we use it to protect our account. So instead of just leaving your account open, you use that as your stop loss. But in this case, it's a stop profit.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. All right. Anyone else?
Hi, this is Rabina. All right, so question. If a person is not really a risk-averse person, do you suggest they take a chance or not? If they are not a risk-averse person.
Well, you know what? No risk, no reward, right? So yeah, so we have to take some risk if we want to make something, right? We have to be willing to take some risk. So, but here's the good thing about trading. You could decide to risk like $1 per point. So you could literally, you could be in this trade and say, you know what, I'm worst case scenario, I'm gonna lose $5 in this trade. But if it goes in your direction, you could make $5 or $10 in the trade.
All right. So is this a class that we have to attend in order to start trading?
Yes. So once you join us, as an affiliate or a student. I recommend that you join as an affiliate. You pay $168 first month. The second month, $99. And then you're going to be able to come in here and watch videos on how to trade. You're going to learn the language. You're going to learn about pips. You're going to learn about leverage, lot size, how to manage your account. You have live classes with educators that will help you to understand how to navigate your way in the market. So you're going to learn how this thing works. So you're not going to be guessing as to what you're supposed to do. You should or you shouldn't. It's not a guesswork thing, right? It's a bona fide environment where you come in and you literally learn how to trade. You literally learn how to trade, right?
Do you get certified at the end of this, or it's just an ongoing thing?
Yeah, you do. Your certification is when the money starts showing up in your bank account. That's your certification. We call it an MBA. MBA. You end up with a massive bank account. That's how you know you're graduated, right? So, but you don't get that certificate in the traditional sense of the word. But once you get to a point where you're making money, then you know you're good to go.
You're local or overseas, or this is an online class?
Well, I am in Houston. But what's great, we'll have coming up on this month, 28, 29. I'm going to ask Bridget to give us dates.
27 and 28.
All right, great. So Cairo knows. All right, so 27th and 28th, we have a live trading. It's called a boot camp, where you're gonna make money with the master traders. We have a special master trader coming in from the US to Jamaica, right? And he's gonna be there with us for a 3-day period. And he's going to be training us live classes, physical live classes, where you can have other traders there with you as well to learn. So you want to get your ticket for that. Bridget, if you could share your screen for me and show everybody the flyer, because I don't have it on this instrument.
Yes, I'm pulling it up right now, actually.
All right. So so before Bridget shows the screen, let me tell you how to join. $168 or $249 to join. And then you can go ahead and buy your package. Whether you're going to buy the package you could buy the student package for $99 a month or $159 if you want, and then buy the safety trade for $5.99 and then $75 a month. So we recommend that you become an affiliate, introduce other people, earn commissions, and then you can also have access to the safety trade system by buying the safety trade system, right? So you want to do do both of those. You know, either you be a student for 99 a month or an affiliate for 168 and then 99 a month. It makes sense to be the affiliate because you get paid commissions by introducing friends and family, and then you buy a safety trade system as well. And then
rather than being a student, okay.
Yeah, so being a student only, to me, you know, what's the point? Because it's a good thing to sell the idea to other people because the idea is so powerful and they get to benefit as well. And then you get a commission when they join us. All right.
Okay.
All right. Wonderful.
How does the payment method goes?
All right. You can pay by card online, like a Visa, MasterCard.
Has to be a MasterCard?
Or Visa. If you do not have access to a card, Miss Buckner in Jamaica, you're in Jamaica?
Yes, we are. I guess I am.
Great. Well, Miss Bridget Buckner, she's in Jamaica and she's one of the top leaders in our company globally. And she's going to help you with the registration if you have cash. She can help you to do that. She's the one who's the pioneer for the boot camp in Jamaica. She's the primary leader that spearheaded developing that, and a few others have come along with her in putting that on. So you know, kudos to her for leading the charge for our community there. All right, so you guys go for that. It's going to be powerful. Everybody here should attend, man. Anybody in Jamaica, Mandeville, Westmoreland, Portland, Kingston, Ochi, Mobile, all roads lead to the boot camp.
Okay.
You're welcome. Bridget, you could put it up for us now, please. Or Ms. Buckner is putting up the flyer. So you could go ahead and screenshot this. Right? So go ahead and screenshot this, everybody. Right? Don't miss this, man. Don't miss this. Don't miss this, guys. Don't miss this for anything. Some people are flying into the country to go. Right? That's just to tell you how powerful this is. Because there's nothing like being there with the master trader, other traders, and being able to ask questions in that environment. Generally, what happens is that when people leave these boot camps, their trading income surges. We see it happen all the time. We had one recently in California. A lot of people after the trading, Miss Buckner was there in California, all right? You know, and her trading income surged significantly the following week. I remember that. Many people go to these boot camps, man. You can't lose, all right? It's very affordable. All right.
I'm gonna put up one more flyer with a little bit more detail. Just give me 1 second. It has the dates and the prices. The location, we have a hotel. We don't really like that hotel, so we're actually in the process of negotiating for another location. So we're gonna confirm that location shortly. But it is the 27th and 28th. There is a Google form that you will fill up. We can drop the link. Once we fill out the Google form, it will give you all the prices and it will give you some of the information, the name of the trader, what's going to happen on, you know, what the whole boot camp is about. It's all there on the Google form, so you can read that. So we'll drop that shortly. The current price is $195, which is still a discount from the value. And we're just blessed. I mean, this gentleman is an 8-figure trader. He is a serious guy. And what I like about his training is there have been people who've been trading for 8, 9, 10 years. They are very successful in trading, but they just have these glitches. They have these blind spots. And he, in his training, has been able to just clarify some things from some long-time traders. And they finally get to understand some concepts because this guy was able to break it down so simple. So it goes very well with safety trade because this is some fundamentals, but it's also going to teach you the risk management required to know that question that I think Richard or Romaine or Cairo asked about when to come out, you know, when to come out to trade and how to just look at the market on a macro level. So he's going to do some points about how the banks trade, how the market makers trade, and it's going to be very useful. So when you look at safety trade, it just comes alive a little bit more. Now, do you need all the training in the world to use safety trade? No, that's why safety trade is so cool. because a beginner can look like a pro using the safety trade tool, which you just saw that presentation. It's easy color coded. But as a person, you want to have deeper knowledge if this is a space you really want to take seriously, because this can bring you 6 and 7 figures and higher. So you do want to have some actual fundamentals. And so that's why you're going to join the community, because we have beginner, intermediate, and advanced classes. And the boot camp is really just bringing those classes live. So you have it here for 2 full days. And the blessing to us is that we're not paying $10,000 and $20,000 to bring down this trader, just because of God's favor and personal business relationships. You know, they say R equals P, relationships equal productivity. We're able to keep this cost down at $250. We're just covering the hotel room, really. This would normally be a $5,000, $8,000, $10,000 kind of event. The kind of content that's going to be dropped is priceless. So it's really, really great. I encourage everybody to do every effort to make it. Thanks, Dr. B. Over to you.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you very much, Ms. Buckner, our barrier breaking leader, global expansion leader, high performing leader. She's a personal development trainer and coach out of Jamaica, very prolific businesswoman, and has even been featured in music videos, ambassador for banks in one of the biggest banks in the world, the Jamaican division of that bank. So she's done very well in many areas. Very proud of her. Very grateful that we're in business together, and spearheading this boot camp for us in Jamaica. Very, very, very big deal, and it's going to be an amazing event. You do not want to miss it. All right. Thank you very much. All right. If there are no further questions, we've been on here for this has been a longer session. We're normally not online for an hour and a half, but we did that today. But the time seems to have just went by so quickly. All right. So if no further questions,
I'm dropping Dr. Harry, I'm just dropping the registration link in the chat for everybody.
There you go, guys. Here's the link to get registered. Make sure you get registered, man. Make sure you get registered. Don't miss this event for nothing. All right? Don't miss this event, man. All right. All right. So everybody should have the link. I'm giving people some time to get the link. And any questions from anybody else? All right, so we had a really great time, everybody. This was really a fantastic time that we had together. Welcome, 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 one and all. And we're going to have a really great time in Jamaica. And we're going to have a really great time overall this year. This year is going to be a super fantastic year. All right, and then Victor, I'm not sure why I didn't see that call earlier, but we could try again when we offer this call. Victor, if you didn't get your 3-way call done before, we can. All
Hello,
right?
excuse me, Dr. Harry?
Yes.
Hello. Yes, I have a question to ask. I remember when you're showing the charts, like I saw something with a no signal while I saw the numbers. I'm not sure what that is. Is it that there's no trade at that particular time?
Not sure. When you said no signal, I'm not sure where that was, but but I'm not too familiar with that no signal stuff. But yeah, I'm not sure. Where did you see that no signal?
It was on the charts that you're showing before, these lines and stuff like that. The part that had the numbers. I thought it was no signal, something like that, but there's no number there. So I was wondering if this is the case that something happened or there was no trade taking place, or what would have happened at that time. I'm not sure.
Oh, sometimes when there's no number, that particular asset is not open in the market at that time.
So in the case that you're trading at that time, what would you do? Stop or what? What is it?
Yeah, so there will no signal just means, if there's no number there, you just can't open or close that trade. You cannot open a trade at that time.
Okay then. Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay.
All right, great. All right, everyone. It was just great connecting with everybody. Had a great time on the call today. And Monday to Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on Saturday as well this week. And then Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, we're on here. We do this presentation 6 days a week, where we help each other to understand how to better use the system to make money and also to market our community and make money as well. So introduce some friends and family this week, guys. And let's go and let's grow and let's make some serious money this year, right? 2024 is going to be an amazing year for us all, all right? Love and appreciate you all. All right, then. Bye-bye.
Good call, Doc.
God bless.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.